That's it, dude. That's
You what? Say that again?
I've been playing The Sims 4, and for fun. I've been having one of my characters learn how to sing,
Really?
and it's got me thinking like learning to sing is not that hard because you can practice it anywhere you want.
That's very true, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, in
But
public
I
though,
feel like
do you just sing
that's not
anywhere?
exclusive to singing though.
Yeah.
Well, no, but there's things you can do like the falso latte, whatever
So what I think what
techniques.
you're thinking
The
is
Fossil latte.
it's
Yeah.
easier to practice singing versus any other instrument, but it's
Yeah.
not necessarily easier to sing.
Yeah, no. It's not easy to sing. It's just easier to practice singing. So like technically you could get better faster, you
You could
know?
say something about like whistling though. There you go.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
how easy that was.
Yeah. It's the same thing with singing.
All right. Welcome everyone to the very first episode of the To What Degree podcast, where we just kind of talk with each other. We, maybe go back and forth on some hot takes, just talk about random stuff. I'm your host, Derek or DJW. To the side, we got Will. Say hi, Will.
Hi, how's it going?
All right. We got Pato
Uh,
and our boy, Ethan.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, so these guys, we've known each other for a really long time. We go way back. Will, I think we go back all the way to middle school, and we're juniors in college now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like that's just a long ass time. That's wild. And then Pato and Ethan, I met in high school, but we've all been homies, and I've been excited to start this. How about we go all around and everyone just kind of, take a few minutes to explain a bit about yourself, talk about your life. Who wants to go first?
How about you go first,
You want
Derek?
me to go
Yeah,
first?
you
as the
already
host.
got the
All right,
ball
all right,
rolling.
all right. I guess I'll go first. I'm not good at stuff like this, but you know, let's see. I
So
was.
foundational questions.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? Where were you
All right,
born?
you're right. You're right. I'm 20 years old. I turn 21 next month on 420. Fun fact. I was born and raised in San Antonio. I've never lived anywhere else. Let's see. As a kid, I was a goody two shoes in school. I got good grades, but as time has gone on, I've just stopped caring about everything, and when you live as long as me, an old man like me.
A wise old
Yeah, a
sage.
wise sage. You get to you start learning about like what matters in life and what doesn't. And honestly, I just like to like do whatever like I think I enjoy. Just like I like take my free time like very seriously. I play video games. I listen to music. I watch anime. That's like the vibe. But
What's your street address?
oh, it's a. Hold on,
What's the last four digits of your
Yeah,
social
you
yeah,
want the
mute the mic real
coordinates?
quick.
Huh?
Yeah. The exact coordinates.
You
Take a
know,
left.
you
And
take a
then
left
a
at the
right.
light, and then you go to the street, and then you find a fucked up black Jeep Patriot parked on the side, and that's where I am.
Taking notes, taking notes.
Me and Will met in high school in band. We were percussionists. We played the drums and shit. I was the drumline captain, as we all know.
Still haven't let it go.
That's great. We're just talking about life. This is we're just skipping over. We're
That
just
was a
skipping
No,
over
I
very,
like.
stuff.
very important milestone.
his whole life, Pato.
Yeah, my whole life. And then you know what? That's the end of my life actually. So maybe it was important. Uh,
All
no,
right.
not really.
Interesting take.
What else do we got? Fuck. I'm a pro Smash player.
First movie
Uh,
you're excited about post pandemic.
Don't ask me that. I don't know what movies are coming out. I don't know what any. I take life day by day. I don't really look too far into the
Yeah.
future, you know.
You're just living,
Hey,
laughing, and
there's
loving.
there's
Going
a
through
Exactly.
statement.
Living.
There's his bio
Mm-hmm.
statement right there.
There we go. That's it. You know. I studied fucking programming and like computer science and shit. Very fun stuff. You know, I have imposter syndrome. So I don't think I'm good enough for anything.
All right.
Damn, that took a dark turn there. All right, thanks for sharing. Thanks for
All right,
sharing.
all right. Who wants
All
to
right.
go next?
Let's hear Will's.
Oh, me?
Go
Okay.
down the line.
So my name is Will. I'm just recently, just turned 21 as of one full month ago. I was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas. I never lived anywhere else. I don't plan to in the near future. But yeah, like as Derek just said, junior in college, um, just kind of surviving the storm that's called life. But um, yeah, I've known Derek. I've known of him since middle school, and then we definitely became friends in high school, and then it just grew from there. And then Pato, I've known of since elementary school, but we definitely had some association through Gavin
Mm-hmm.
for a good while.
as most things go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think it was when we had apes, when we had environmental science together, and that's when we actually had conversations with just the two of us, kind of thing, or anything like
It
that.
was like junior year.
Yeah, it was like junior year. It was on the second half for sure, and that was definitely around the time where I started hanging out with you too, Ethan. It was around that was time. Definitely around the. Was it around like late junior year, right?
Was it? Was it?
Or was it like senior year?
I think it might have been senior year.
Might have been senior year. Must have been
Yeah.
early though, because I've known of all of y'all even before knowing y'all, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think we actually probably started. Yeah, I would say senior year.
I think it was one of Pato's birthday parties that we actually started like talking more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. Yeah, junior college, studying communications, majoring in it, and getting a minor in music technology.
Music. Look at this guy.
I like to tell people I'm becoming a rapper just because both degrees makes it look like it, even though I'm not. It also makes people really uncomfortable because they're very quick to say like, "Don't do that, don't pursue that," and so it just makes it very uncomfortable. And it's fun.
And you start freestyling to shut them up.
Yeah.
I start freestyling.
Exactly. You
They're
just
like,
hit them with
"You
a
know
diss
what?
track, and they just
You know what?
Yeah.
they can speak after that.
But other than that, I mean, there's not really much to me. I mean, not to copy Derek, but yeah, especially during this time, taking it day by day, just going through the motions, really.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah,
All right.
cool.
Pato, would you like to go next?
I think I'm gonna close it out. See, we didn't really, a little peek behind the curtain. No, we got the topics in advance, but we didn't really talk about how long they were gonna be. I went a little overboard, so I feel like if I went, I would kind of like overshadow Ethan. So because I'm so humble, I'll let him go
Oh,
first.
he's such a great person.
Make
Yeah,
him look
it's just
good.
something
Alright.
about me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So, I feel like I'm a little bit more of like the outlier because you guys all had connections with each other from before high school, but I didn't really talk to any of y'all. I talked to Pato in like freshman, sophomore. No, I think it was just freshman year, honestly.
It's just like early high school.
Yeah, just very early high school, and then at some point we stopped talking for some reason, and I only really talked to a mutual friend, Gavin, and then I really don't know when I started talking to Derek. I think it might have been an environmental science class where I started talking to him late in junior year, and then Pato invited me to a birthday, and then that's when I started talking to Will more, and then eventually just kind of branched out from there. That's all I got, honestly. I didn't write anything down.
I mean, tell me more about yourself. All right,
A
you're kind
little
of
bit
just talking
about
about
Hey,
how
myself.
we
what do you
learned
That's
mean?
about
true.
each
That's
other.
true.
What makes those
Okay.
gears turn?
What goes on in the mind of Ethan?
All right. So I like to play games a lot. I'd say that's like if I'm not doing anything important, I'm probably playing games, talking to friends. Uh, I major in comp sci, but I feel like I don't do anything in that class, in that major.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's so hard to talk about yourself. I'm really bad at it. So whenever I think
That was
about,
good. That was good.
That
yeah,
was
you
Good.
think?
pretty
It was
good, yeah.
good.
We all
I feel like I
play
know you
games.
better
We're
than I
all in
did before.
college. We can only do so much,
Yeah,
like as
I'm
full
20
time
years old.
student gamers.
We definitely fall under a specific demographic. I think with our age and I think just the similarities in our interests, and I think
Yeah,
that's what causes like the cohesiveness of all four of us. Because I mean, we've all met each other at different times, but yet
Yeah, I mean,
we're
but
all
if you
friends.
think about it, I'm the glue that like brings us together. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
someone else said that. No, I didn't. I'm
Oh.
quoting
Mm-hmm.
someone.
who said that?
He's using my
Who
words.
said
Oh,
that?
is it my turn already? All
Yeah.
right.
He's bringing out the
Go
So,
ahead,
PowerPoint. Look at
Pato.
his
Go
eyes
ahead. Go
dark.
ahead. Go ahead.
where I wrote a little bit of an essay, which
Mm-hmm.
now I know is a little overboard, but I already wrote
Wrote
it,
the
so I might as well
essay.
use it. I'm just, I am the host, so all right. It's
Continue.
gonna be a little. It's gonna. it's gonna be a little long, but just you close your eyes if you have to. I know there's video, but treat
Hmm.
it like audio. Just lean back, and this is a little story about Pato. So that's my name, right? I'm 20, and let's see, where do we start? We start at the very beginning. So I was born in Texas, right, as all of us were, but my whole family is from Mexico, right? So I'm first generation. You know, this means that English was not my first language, which comes into play in elementary school, right? So could not really communicate as eloquently and effortlessly and vicariously as I can now, as I just showed. But and it was difficult to make friends just because of the language barrier, right? So I went through a couple of grades, not really talking to anybody, but this one grade, I don't really remember which one it was. It's all a blur anyways, but I remember I was just really determined. I was like, I'm gonna make a friend this year, right? So first day of class, I get my little desk clump because there's just like four put together, and there's these two kids, and they're already like best friends. They're talking about something, and I don't know anything about it, but I was like, these are gonna be my new best friends. So I just, kind of went up to them, and I was just like, me too. Now I didn't really know the implications at the time, but kind of like a pioneer for that whole movement, right? So I just kept saying "me too" to them about like everything that they were talking about, and they were like, "Oh, you like blank too?" And I was like, "Of course, yes, for sure."
Like
And
what? Like
so
what?
I'll get to that. Hey,
Oh, my
relax,
Who's
bad.
talking?
relax.
My
Who's
bad.
talking
That
right now?
that's
All right.
bullet. That's bullet point 4. I didn't
Yeah, I
realize.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I planned for that. So yeah. Anyways, I just went along with like everything they were talking about, and I was just like, yeah, me too, for sure, of course, absolutely. The list goes on. But it turns out I was kind of unlucky in that sense because the two kids that I was sitting next to were like the biggest nerds in like the entire school, and they were like right next to each other. So they ended up getting me into like Pokemon and like video games and anime, which at the time was not cool at all to like. Like now it's different, anime is just everywhere. But back then, I was introduced to like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, like Kingdom Hearts, which is just like super nerdy shit. Which at the time I didn't know anything about, but I had already told them that I liked it, so I kept just like going on with it and like pretending. So this goes on, right? And eventually later in the year, I had been like begging my parents to get me a Game Boy so I could play Pokemon and like know what they were talking about. And it actually happened, right? That Christmas when I was like 6 or 7, I got a Game Boy, and then I got Pokemon Fire Red. And it was like the first game I'd ever played. Like I hadn't had like a console before that. So I got super into it because it was super fun. And I ended up having one of the kids that was in that class in the grade after that, and the grade after that, and the grade after that, right? So his name was Gavin. and we stayed friends like throughout like the little years, like blah blah blah. And as we went on, he showed me like more nerdy shit. But at this point, I was also just like invested on my own because I was like an impressionable kid, and I was like, Pokemon's cool. That was really fun. So I kept staying up with it myself. Fast forward, middle school, again, did not have that many friends. But the same kid, right, Gavin, he went to the same middle school as me, and he was in all my classes again, right? So we stayed super close. He started inviting me to this like card shop called Alien Worlds, and we started going there, and then I started playing the Pokemon card game, and I got super into it. So we would go like every weekend, and there would be like tournaments there. People would just like play video games. They would like trade cards. It was like a comic shop, and then they would also have like these like movie nights where like people would watch like anime. It was pretty top tier for like a very low demographic, but the same people went every week. So we started building like a little like friend group there, right? So if it's not like obvious, I was like a loser because I was just degenerate, super into like really lame shit, and all my friends were too. So I was like, "There's nothing wrong with this." But as soon as I went like outside the circle, it was like I don't know how to like interact with like a human being. Like I can't talk to some kid who plays football and be like, "Yo, what Yu-Gi-Oh card's your favorite?" Like it didn't work like that. And so I was super into like a bunch of different card games and blah blah. But middle school didn't go that hot. Fast forward to high school, right? Gavin, same kid, is at the same school again. So we're still friends, right? So same old, same old. But I don't really talk to anyone else in the school, right? I was kind of like unpopular, right? People like knew me, but no one like talked to me. So I would just go to school, talk to Gavin in the classes that we had, then get through the day. I would go home and I would play video games with Gavin until the next day, right? So eventually, the years go on. I'm in junior year, and I'd been eating alone in the library like every day because Gavin had the same lunch as me, but he was in drumline, which is like its own clique. So he told me not to sit with him because I was in his defense. I was
What?
no, chill, chill, chill. I was really weird. I was like really, really weird.
I did not
I
know
hadn't hit
this.
my growth spurt. I was like 5 foot flat or something like 4'11". Like my voice was hadn't dropped yet, and it was bad. Like, and all I knew how to talk about was like Pokemon. So I don't blame him, right? Looking back, I understand. But that one day I was in the library and I was like, why am I doing this? Like he has the same lunch as me. I'm gonna just go sit with him. So I go and I just sit down at like the drumline table, and it goes well. Like it goes totally normal. But that was like the first time that like my friend group, which up to this point was just Gavin, and then like I knew people through Gavin, but my friend group like expanded, and it was like a huge moment for me. Like I started like the whole year I was like hanging out with people outside of school. I had more people to talk to in general. Like in that friend group, I got my first girlfriend. Like I made friends with people outside of school, like in this own thing. It was like complete 180, like super transformational. Like there's a before and after junior year, like in my life, right? But still a very late bloomer, right? To make friends for like the first time in like junior year of high school, that's like, you know, I got to catch up a little bit. But I'm in college right now, and it's been pretty different from like before, right? Because Gavin, same kid, went to a different school, and it was like a city over, so we weren't there, right? And I had to like make new friends, but I was also kind of like forced to think for myself instead of just like joining whatever classes he was in, because that was what I did before, which I still tried to do, because I ended up choosing the same major as him because I was like, we're the same person. And so he was majoring in comp sci. So I joined comp sci, and then within like the year I failed out of it because I was not good at it like at all. And so I failed out of my major, and I had to like think for myself and just kind of like ask like, okay, you can't do that. What do you want to do, right? And it was really weird because I didn't actually have an answer. Like I'd never really like thought about it. Just like, what do you want to do, Pato? Which kind of makes sense. I spent a lot of time like just following along, and I never really knew where I was going, right? But right now, happy ending. I'm majoring in information systems, which is it's like the data side of like cybersecurity, just like a lot more boring. But yeah, essentially, I've just been trying to like figure shit out for like the last 2 or 3 years. But I feel like I'm doing all right. College, as like a whole, was pretty big, just because it's kind of forced to like work through like the dependency that I had with Gavin because we were like separated like no matter what, and then I had to like think for myself, and then from there it's just been like doing my own thing. So that was a lot of information. To summarize, right? I grew up like a huge nerd. I had the same friend from like elementary to high school. I branched out at the end of high school, and then I was by myself for college for the first time, and I've just kind of been growing on my own since then.
I'm really glad that you went after me.
Yeah, could you imagine
Yeah,
having to follow
that would
that?
be so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. He had a whole like
Yeah,
story
you had
for
the whole
us.
script.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I would.
that's what it was. It's tell your life story.
Mm.
My life story isn't that I'm 20.
You
No
know,
shade, no shade, no shade.
Hey,
I
none
would
taken. None taken.
I would tell like my life story, but I feel like it would like go like off, and there would be like really personal stuff. Because
Yeah, I mean, I skipped a ton of shit.
I didn't grow up like I don't know. My hardships were like very specific things. It wasn't like anything like I had to grow through like too hard. Like, I mean, my parents got divorced when I was like 4.
Yo, divorce gang. Let's
But
go.
like my dad's still like in my life. My mom is really nice. Like she's not really strict. So I don't know. I've lived like I don't know, pretty good. Like in high school, I had like a good amount of friends. I'm still like an introvert, but like I had like introvert homies and then some extrovert homies. So like I always had like people to talk to. And college has been like the weirdest part of my life, just because like I feel the most confused here because everyone's doing different shit, and some people make it seem like they're doing like all this crazy, like, oh, I'm doing this and I have all this planned out, and I'm just like, I'm just trying to
Nobody
graduate
knows the
right
fuck
now.
we're
I'm
doing,
barely
man.
even learning right now. Like this shit's, I don't even know. We could even switch into this one right here. Wait, no. I'm not even gonna throw it. Look, all right, since we're already talking about school, what's y'all's best? What do y'all think is the best and worst like aspects of online school right now?
I think the worst aspect is definitely it's so much harder to make friends in classes.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like, because you can't make like a friend in some breakout room, you know? But in
Can't make friends
person,
through like group me.
eh,
Dude, all my
eh.
group me's are dead. Like they like say
That's what I
one
was saying.
thing.
I
Like,
said you cannot.
oh yeah, oh you
Oh,
cannot. I thought you said
cannot.
you can. I thought you said
Cannot.
yeah. I thought I heard
I
can.
thought, I thought you said
Yeah,
can.
you definitely cannot.
You know,
do
I'm just that social. You know, I gotta
Mhm.
like that.
Oh
You
yeah.
DMs in the group me
I DM every single student and I go, hey.
until one of them responds. That's not a bad strategy, honestly. I'm sure
I
someone
might have to
would.
take that next semester.
Mm-hmm.
Desperate times.
You make the group chat too, just to DM them all. That's a good strat, but unless you do that, you're not gonna make a friend in a Zoom call. You're not gonna make a friend unless you actually can like go see them like face to face, and then like walk out of class still talking. Like once you leave that voice meeting, like you're done. Like you're like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I'm gonna go play Valorant or something.
Yeah.
Very two-dimensional.
Not
Exactly.
entirely true though, because you can make online friends, right? We can all agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Most of us have online friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
think,
if you make the effort, you probably could. I just feel like making the effort is the hard part.
And see, I somewhat agree with you, but I think we can all agree that most of our online friends are from video games.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's an example y'all can think of that isn't from video games, then stop me. But like in the scenario of what Ethan was just saying of like group me's, the whole demographic of gamers is that they want to be a part of this community. They all have these interests, they're all playing the same games, and so that brings some sort of cohesiveness to, I'm just going to pick an example, to Pato and Derek. Let's say they don't know each other.
You play Persona?
That's crazy.
But like in a group me situation or like a Zoom situation, they're there for class. Like they're not there
Because they want to be
socialize.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, because they most likely don't want to be there. Second
Yeah.
of all, they probably don't want to socialize with other people that don't want to be there. And then third of all, I think I don't know if it's our generation or just a mix of millennials and then our generation or what, but I've just started to notice, and I know that other people have noticed that the capability of keeping a conversation through some sort of electronic software, not like person to person, I think maintaining a conversation is a lot more difficult than, like, let's say in person. And maybe I'm different. Maybe people
I
like zone
completely
out the
agree.
same, like
It's
behind the
just like
keyboard, as you
short
do in
term, yeah.
person. Yeah, it's not as I hate this word
Intimate.
because it sounds so. Yeah, exactly. It's not as intimate. It's not as personal, and you don't feel the connection because, like, you have the same feeling of working on a Microsoft Word document than you do talking to someone through like GroupMe. Like, if you don't know them, you only know their name and maybe what they look like based off their picture.
The
But
anime profile picture.
Yeah, man.
exactly, the
Hmm.
anime or the sunset picture or the there's always a couple that, no pun intended, there's always a couple of people that have them and their significant other in
I
picture.
see the workout ones too.
Workout ones, but
People like to
those are
No,
people you never really want to converse with. No offense, I'm sorry if I offend people, but
oh dude,
like,
the
I'm sorry
viewership
if your
just
profile
completely
picture.
plummeted. You
Those guys
offended
are
right,
everyone.
bro.
dumb. I'd rather be at 0. Get
I
those
guess
guys
so.
out of here.
Yeah.
I just
Go,
think that's
go
so
change your
trashy.
fucking profile pic,
Go
man. You
change
make me
if
want
you
to go.
got if you have
You make
a
me want to go to the
fucking
gym.
athletic, like you're showing off that you're fit. Nah, take that shit off right now.
Get out of here. You're making the rest of us insecure.
Mm-hmm. That
Exactly.
ain't doing no one any benefit, not even yourself.
You're just stroking your ego at that point.
Exactly, and you're doing it publicly too. He or she or they're doing it publicly too, and it's like, don't do that. Don't do
Imagine
that.
Imagine like the real life equivalent of that. Like you're walking down the street and you see some dude and he's just fucking flexing his muscles like as he's walking, you know?
There are dudes that walk around, like that,
Well,
and
it's
it's
that
like,
those are people that like
what?
do like their curls wrong and shit, and they just like
Yeah,
they
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 can't.
can't even physically like straighten their arm because they just like speed run their fucking shit and like they go crazy.
I've seen someone that I used to work with, um, and it's kind of bad because it's not the first scenario, but like when you see someone and you know that they work out but not correctly because of the way they walk, the way they stand, like the way their posture is. And of course, like, you can't automatically assume it's because of workouts. Like, you have to gradually work yourself into that assumption slash conclusion, depending on the person.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've seen oh, it's like nails on a chalkboard, honestly, because you're watching. This sounds so bad, but you're watching some sort of deformity to a certain extent. Like, if you're getting your muscles bigger, but they're not doing what they're supposed to, but they're bigger, like, that's like, at that point you've crossed advantage and now you're at a disadvantage because now
Speaking
you're
of disadvantage, one of the disadvantages of being an online school, I fucking miss campus, dude.
like,
I
I miss
agree.
campus
That's very
so
true.
bad. It's being in your room. I don't know where you guys do homework, but it's just in my room. I can't fucking do anything. I can't make myself focus. When I went to school on campus, it was like an event, right? I would be like, "Oh, I'm on campus today," and while you're there, it's like, "Well, I'm already here. Like, I'm in the library. Just do some homework." But right here, it's like, let me just open another tab. I haven't been doing my homework for an hour. You hate
Oh
to see
man.
it, don't you?
All right, but Will's workout spill did work. We got Nick who just subbed for 3 months. He said he heard
Yo.
fitness, and also Becca's in the chat. She's working on the logo.
Let's
So
go.
for all y'all that don't know, all right, this logo down here was personally drawn by Will. He made it himself, and I never knew Will to be like the artistic like drawer. Will, when did you start drawing and doing like
literally the first.
digital?
I mean, so whenever I first got my tablet, I got super excited, and so of course,
When was that?
it was during pandemic.
Oh,
post
did he freeze for you guys?
August. After August,
No, he's
so
just
I would
thinking.
What a perfect freeze frame. What?
Oh man, that was great.
What just happened? Okay, hold on.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He's just thinking. He's just
I'm just thinking. What was I
his
talking
massive brain explodes.
You're talking about when you got the tablet.
about?
Oh man.
But that definitely, because of the specific tablet that it is, it was definitely being emphasized on the use of it as a notebook, whether it's notes or drawing or creating slides or whatever. And so that sparked it. But other than that, I mean I would have to sketch just simple designs for a ceramics class I did. But other than that, I think the first actual drawing that I did was probably that sticker that I
Mhm.
showed you all. Which, for the people that don't know, it's a political statement of a burning flag.
What kind of tablet do you have? Becca is asking.
It's the iPad Pro, the 11-inch.
So you draw on that. Do you have like the Apple Pen, or what do you use?
Yeah, I bought the version 2 with it.
Ah, fancy.
That's $1,000 right there.
That's crazy.
It was hard. It was hard to pull it was hard to look at that price tag, but
Mhm.
but I did it, and and I wanted the portability just because during the pandemic, like
Yeah.
if you are
Right.
going out, you're going for a specific reason, which in most cases, besides the pandemic, is usually like that. But
Mhm.
I don't have any drawing experience. I just get bored. And those two are the first,
Yeah.
I would say, actual pictures that I've done.
Well, I'm
And this
very
looks
impressed for
pretty
what
good
for your
drawing.
first time, but yeah. But yes, Becca is working on the official logo. This is the temporary one, but Will did a hell of a job. But the other one's coming soon. I'm
Please start
excited to
clapping
see
for
it.
Will.
Start
Exactly.
clapping. Give Will a
Easy
round of
clap in the
applause. Look at
chat.
this
I
guy,
I
man.
know where
Super
you're
clap.
at. Please just start clapping.
This guy's got some hidden talent he never knew about.
Yeah, everyone say thank you as well.
hmm And thank you to
Thank you,
Becca
Will.
for working hard on the
Thank you,
other
Becca.
logo. It's looking great so far.
And I also appreciate her reaching out for my opinion. That warms my heart a little bit.
Very nice, very nice. All right.
Can we talk about something?
Well, hold on.
Always.
Wait, what are we talking about now?
What's up with this damn dog?
Oh my god.
What's going on with this dog? I saw this and I said I'm not doing any research. I'm just gonna let someone explain it to me. This is absurd.
tell you. Let me tell you.
Go. Take it
Because
away.
What a dog he is. What a dog he is.
What dog are we talking about? What dog are we
well,
talking about? Let's
If you've been following major publications in the last, I don't know, 3 months,
if
you-
you're not
you would
living
know-
under a rock right now, like this is big. Like I don't know anyone who doesn't know about the like y'all should already know what the dog is.
3 facts, right? I'll
Mhm.
start slow. That way, if you know nothing, gradually I'll build you up, right?
Mhm.
One thing, Joe Biden has dogs. Okay?
Boom.
2,
That is a fact.
one of Joe Biden's dogs has been getting into trouble.
Mm.
Okay?
What kind of trouble? You
Now-
been pooping on the floor?
Now that
or
you're caught up,
something?
let me tell you what kind of trouble. Joe Biden's dog has bit 2 people in the White House in the last month.
Okay.
We made this a topic before today, but today he bit someone else. Also, today he pooped in the White House, right?
Oh,
So there was a press report released today that says both of his dogs were present and it's unclear who was responsible.
oh, it's a
Honestly,
mystery.
we don't know who the
I
culprit
think
is.
we all know which dog did it. I'm
We
gonna be
know.
honest,
Yeah, we know.
It's kind of 50-50.
I think it was Biden's predecessor. He might have just left a gift for him in the Oval Office.
That's
Remember
possible.
he-
That's
Mhm,
very
That's
possible.
that's the
Why did
third
they-
dog. Yeah.
Why do they allow dogs in the White House anyways? It just seems like it should be a given. You should not have a dog in the White
Well,
House.
most of the
Well-
presidents are white, so
That's true.
Yeah, I'm
Also-
white. I wouldn't want a dog in the White
yes,
House.
you would not leave
No.
Oliver behind.
Didn't one of like the first presidents have like an alligator or some shit?
They're
Oh,
not
the
the
dude was
first.
balling.
That's
Yeah, he's
cool.
not the first.
The George
president
Washington
with
It
used
might
to
have been
ride
George
an alligator.
Washington. Yeah.
George Washington used to ride an alligator down the hall.
Yeah, that's why he was the first president. You had to campaign
why
a
I got
little
elected.
differently back then.
He was just living
Um,
life.
Today you just have to be racist, and then people
You
will
win.
vote for you.
Just
Yes,
like
sir.
Joe
Yes,
Biden.
sir.
Let's go, American
Mhm.
politics.
Now,
Okay,
now,
okay.
now, hold on. What's
I
gonna
have a-
happen with the dog investigation?
yeah.
We need
So
it.
I have a
It doesn't end
hypothetical,
there.
right? So right now it's unclear what's going to happen because first of all, they don't know which dog is responsible, right? You know, but I I want to offer a hypothetical, right? There's two things on my mind, but I'll just start with the first one. So I want you to imagine a world, right? Now this world might not be too far off from what we see in the next couple months, right? But let's just say that this dog bites Joe Biden himself, okay? There has to be, I would imagine, something in the Constitution about like attacking a president or like some sort of thing regarding like harming the president, right? Cannot be allowed, obviously. This dog just broke the Constitution, right? This dog is now technically a criminal that has done something to the president, has to be publicly executed. Okay? I just want you to imagine like the backlash of American citizens after they watch this dog. Yeah, I don't know what method they would use. Maybe like firing squad or something.
Oh
But just
yeah, of course.
imagine what they would do. White people across the nation would be just storming the streets. There would be like another Capitol raid like the next day. They would care more about this dog than anything in the last 5 years.
That is
You're not wrong.
nothing but straight facts.
What if the dog is actually just a Russian spy?
You know
sent in,
what?
And he's trying to see what he could get away with. So when they send future actual spies, they know what they can do. You know, okay,
They
we
just
get
dress them
two.
up as
We
like
get
furries.
yeah, we
They're
get
like,
two
every time he
bites,
nips
we can
someone, it's
poop
him trying to
once,
grab files.
and then we got to replace him. We got to get someone new in there.
No,
That's
no. Let me
next
tell you
level
this.
thinking.
Let me tell you this. I think you reverse the role. This is Trump's dog that bites Trump. If they firing squad execute Trump's dog, I know damn well that all the Republicans
They would
are
say the
going
dog
to
survived.
ban. No, they're going for the gun ban now. It's not the innocent children in schools. Once you start shooting the dogs, Trump's dogs, guns are banned in America.
I
Can you
think
imagine
that
having a
that
Trump
would
as a dog?
happen. That would happen, and Trump would tweet that the dog lived. He would say, "My dog's not like any other dog in the world. My dog is the best dog." The bullets bounced off of his diamond skin. He ate them afterwards.
You see my
He's
dog?
still
An amazing
kicking.
dog. He's the best dog. Look,
This
look
is the
look
best
at my
dog.
over here.
Yeah.
Look at my dog over here.
Look at
Beautiful.
my fellow canine.
I don't
Oh
think
my
I don't think
God.
Trump is competent enough to take care of a dog, let alone himself.
Yeah, he didn't have dogs, did
just
he?
feed us some Diet Coke. Press the button a couple times on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
They
don't think-
denied that. Did you see it? That they denied that button was for Diet Coke, and that even if it was, Trump still would yell for a Diet Coke, even if he did have
That's a power
some
move.
sort of button, he
That's
would still
powerful.
yell. I was like, oh man, I would
Man.
hate.
Okay, the second thing that I thought about this article, right? Because it came out today. I was doing some some light reading on it. What the fuck kind of job? Like, can you imagine having to write a press report about your dog shitting in
I
the
was
White
thinking
House?
about that.
Like, someone had to deliver that speech. Someone had to like stand in front of like reporters and be like, "Now a dog did poop. We don't know who is responsible, but we will be solving this very shortly."
We have
And
two
he died.
suspects.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We will narrow this down.
We had the researchers do some research. It is dog poop, so it was one of the two
This
suspects.
was not
we have on
Joe's.
hold.
I repeat, this was not
This
Joe's.
was
We
not
did not know
Joe.
the suspect, but we were working our hardest to get this solved as quickly as possible
It is
to the
fresh
American
as of
people.
one day, no worms,
Mhm.
no nothing. It's a
Sure.
healthy. It's a
Mhm.
healthy dog. Seeing the vet.
It was about 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Didn't one of the insurrectionists take a shit in the Capitol?
Did they?
I don't even know what an insurrectionist is.
It's when they raided the Capitol.
When they
Mhm.
raided the Capitol.
Oh, that's what
Capital
they called
Raider.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Legally, that's what it is. Whether that's matter of opinion or not, legally, that's what it is. But yeah, it's like someone straight up took a shit in the Capitol.
Powerful. There must have been like a line in the bathroom.
Maybe
I
there was
imagine.
a lot of people there. It was probably sold out.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
you were the president and you could pick any animal to have in the White House, what animal would you go with?
I'll
As
pick
a
a
pet?
Pokemon. A Pokemon.
That's not an animal. It's a
A
I would
Pokemon.
no. They would.
real
I
animal. All
if I'm
right.
the president, I control a lot of shit. I could pull some
You
strings to
control
make
the
a Pokemon.
simulation at that point. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, aren't there actual species that Pokemons are based off of?
Yeah, most of them.
No, I want the real
Pikas
thing.
are a
though.
thing. You can get a Pika,
No, I don't
A
want
rat.
those.
I'd go with the
a
monkey.
snake. Just
That'd be
name
kind of
them.
cool.
Yeah.
Don't they
Yeah,
already
the-
have a picture of that though? Didn't like Bill Clinton play a saxophone with a monkey?
Did he?
I think so.
Oh my god, I want to see that.
I know he played saxophone. That was like his whole cool thing.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's
Don't
an
look
actual
up Bill
thing.
Clinton monkey.
You're doing that.
You-
I was
You
thinking
think
of
you get
someone
on
else.
that?
You made me do it. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yo, Yuri,
Yeah.
thank you for the
let's
raid.
let's not show that. Let's not
Cut
show
Hold
the
that.
up.
cut the
Hold
Oh
up.
my god.
Hold up, we just got rated. No, don't pull up inappropriate pictures
Let's
of.
not talk
I don't
about
even
you-
know what
we
you
were
just
talking
pulled.
about
What
it.
did you
Yeah.
pull up?
No, we didn't pull anything up. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyways, dog pooped, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I got us. So we were talking about the president. We went from Joe Biden. We talked about Donald Trump for a while. How about we talk about someone who's pretty closely related? An avid supporter of Donald Trump previously. Before breaking the chains of captivity
Hmm.
and rebounding brighter than ever, like a star in the sky. I'm talking
Mhm.
about none other than
With you.
Kanye.
Derek,
The
tell your life
man.
story.
The legend himself, Kanye West. All right. So the thing about Kanye West is, he's brought me back out of like the deepest, darkest pits of depression. Kanye West saved my life. Now let's talk about the albums that the album that saved my life. All right, because I think we all have like a favorite Kanye West album, but what album's the best? I'm gonna go first because there's only one
means a
album that
lot
can
to
be
you, I
that.
can
It
tell,
means
yeah.
a lot to me, and that is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Fuck Anthony Fantano. I don't care about that guy. That is Kanye West's best album, and I might be a little biased, all right, because that was one of the first like albums I listened to like religiously growing up. But like to this day, like it holds its own. Like I can like listen through that like top to bottom. The
a really
production
good
is
album.
super good. Yeah, just like the vibe it gives off is just like crazy. Like the timing too. Like I think like that was like one of like the biggest like drops for Kanye. I feel like a lot of people really hyped that shit up, and like it's a pretty big album for him. But like Kanye does have a lot of fucking diamonds. Like it's a tough thing like choosing one Kanye album just because like I love like all of them. But like for me, I think that one's his best. That's my personal favorite. Someone fight me on this.
All right, I got you. All right, so when you're talking about Kanye, right? There's two major distinctions you have to make
Mm-hmm.
because there's two eras of Kanye in my eyes.
This is
at least,
true.
right? There's pre Donda's passing, his mother, and there's post Donda, right? Two very different styles of music, two very different inflections, even vocally, tonally, right? One is you look at the albums before, which is College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation. Those are like you listen to it and you're smiling, right? Then afterwards, whenever you listen to something later, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, fucking Yay, Kids See Ghosts, whatever, it's like you go from smiling to you just
Mm-hmm.
head bobbing. There's no smile. It doesn't mean it's one's better than the other, but it's very different, right? And I think most of the debate about what the best album comes from what era you like more, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is more Kanye, right? Is it the pink polo or is it the giant chains, the theatrics of it, right? Another part that you have to consider is how the music like aged, right? This dude has been making music albums for like over 15 years, right? Music on its own has changed a lot. Some of it because of him, right? Like you look at like 808s and Heartbreaks, you'll see how that influenced like the sound today, right? It's like melodic, it's skeletal. There's like these heavy 808 drums. There's a ton of artists that's
Yeah.
influenced. The biggest probably is like Travis Scott, right? You look at something like like Bird Sing McKnight.
Well, that's his
And
boy
you
right
see,
there. Yeah.
yeah, you see that Kanye
Travis Scott
influence,
came
right?
out of Kanye. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even though the influence does go deeper than like just the album, right? He did change the sound of like rap and
Mm-hmm.
trap as it became like a lot. Right? Anyway, so music has changed a lot, right? You listen to like Graduation, and I don't think it's held up that well. It sounds kind of like outdated just because like that poppy sound, that like glitzy thing isn't really in right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing you have to consider, the album as a whole. Can you listen to it the whole way through, right? That's part of it. Because if this was just about like the high points, it would have to be College Dropout. Just because Through the Wire is like that song, right? That song is bonkers bananas.
Oof.
But
Sheesh.
there's a lot of directions you can go. All right, my personal favorite, I'll stop stalling. Late Registration. Unpopular, I know. But when you
This
look at the
guy, man.
Donda era, where his music was like more upbeat, the popular pick is College Dropout. And for good reason. I'm not knocking it.
That
I
would
mean,
be my
like
pick personally. Yeah.
even like the skits are memorable. Like
Mm-hmm.
broke five broke.
Broke.
We
We
ain't
ain't
got
got
it.
it,
Like
broke.
the fact that you remember the skits is crazy on its
That
own.
is crazy.
All right, but when you really look at like Late Registration, there are so many good songs. I listened to it before this just to double check, right? Still bops, crispy production. It's not poppy, it's not glitzy, it's not Graduation, but it's still more refined than College Dropout. This album, just from the track list alone, has the following bangers, right? Heard 'em say, Touch the Sky, Gold Digger, Drive Slow, Roses, Addiction,
Oof.
Diamonds from Sierra Leone, We Major, Hey Mama, Hello,
Oh my god.
Celebration, Gone, and Late. That is insanely stacked. That's so many bangers that it's just not fair, right? And I was struggling to like really come down to like an answer because it was close. Like between this album and some of the newer ones, which also is not that popular to say. But just because, like, as an album, they're shorter, like the 7-track ones, like Yay, Kids See Ghosts,
Yeah.
they're super fucking polished. Like, they're watertight. But
Hell yeah.
overall, when I think about Kanye, I lean to like Pink Polo, Louis Vuitton Don. I'm not going like the MAGA Kanye, like crazy Kanye. He went Kanye crazy. It's just late registration.
Mm-hmm.
Late registration.
Yeah, back to my beautiful dark twisted fantasy when he like this is Trump and like so appalled, That's the Kanye like I don't know how he goes from like talking all this shit about like how
How he goes
Trump
from
like
like
screws
George
people
Bush hates
over
black
and
people.
shit. Yeah, that to like ooh Trump though like yeah. Kanye as a person's very confusing, but he makes some damn good music.
That's what I was saying. There's errors to it.
There is errors to it, yeah. Will, favorite Kanye album or the best,
Can I ask
best
to
and
go
your
last?
favorite?
I feel like
Yeah, I'll go.
this is one of the very few
You know-
genres we could talk all day about.
Honestly, Pato kind of convinced me. Like when I was thinking
The
about it,
fuck are you talking
He just
about?
started listing songs. I could read you like 5 other Kanye albums track lists, and you'd be like, "Wait, banger, banger, banger!" Like, don't,
Yeah.
don't
Okay,
buy
let-
into that.
No,
Hey,
but they're
hey,
iconic. You can't.
They are
argue
good,
that.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Let me talk. Let me
continue.
talk. I said one word.
I want to
and no
listen
one
to it
crazy.
now, just
The
because.
fact that you
going
said
crazy.
convinced that
You
what
did
was your
convince-
original statement though?
So originally I had 2,
Uh-huh.
right? And I'm still sticking to that, right? So I looked at Graduation and I was like, when I think about this album, I have so many like childhood memories attached to that song, just because there's just so many good songs that made me feel good as a kid.
It is a very
But
feel
then
good album.
I
yeah.
also took a look at the life of Pablo,
Whew.
and
Yes,
when
sir.
I think about that, and this is where you can see me and Pato had like completely different thought processes on how we picked our songs.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at the life of Pablo, I think about like me being in high school, me being young, just like listening to this album, and it's just a bunch of good songs, and it's all just kind of makes me feel good. And I think back on those times when I listened to it, I'm like that was fun times as a teenager, just doing whatever.
But like musically though, you still think like not just the memories, but like even like sonically, like is it like holding up to like other albums?
See, when I think about music, I feel like it especially older music, kind of takes me back, on like
Yeah, that's true.
where I was in that era, and that's kind of how I've always seen music in general. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably have to go with The Life is Pablo, just because like the high school memories I have associated with that album are just so positive and good
Mm-hmm.
and very fun.
That's the album I've been listening to the most recently from like Kanye's. Like,
It's a really solid album.
it's really
I
good.
think a lot of the newer ones are pretty good. Like they're very solid.
Yeah,
I love Jesus is King.
I never actually listened to Sunday
I
Service Choir.
don't like Jesus is King at all.
But
We
it won
talk
a
about-
Grammy though.
Did it really win a
talk to me
Grammy?
like
It
that.
won the
win a Grammy.
Grammy.
It
Yes,
did.
Don't
did.
talk to me like that.
For best
We
I got
can
my
hear
Grammy
you.
winnings right here. Oh wait, you're talking about for what?
for like Christian contemporary or something like that.
Oh okay.
Oh,
Never mind,
okay,
never
okay. I
mind.
could see that.
It won like best Christian album.
That's fair. I could definitely see how that could.
I
Yeah.
don't. I do not.
Name one
Well,
better
then-
Christian album.
Yeah, name
I
one.
don't
Name
know.
them. Name
what
them.
the fuck were
Name one.
Name
I
them.
know a better artist, but he hasn't released an album.
okay, Kirk Franklin? I don't know.
Exactly. Kirk Franklin, all of his albums are.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
sure he's done something. Come on.
halfway of
You
what
cannot give a
Kanye did.
Grammy
Kanye
to
comes
close
out of
on
nowhere.
Sunday. You're my Chick-fil-A.
Oh man, I hate that song. Follow God's alright. I like that one. That one kind of slaps.
The
but-
opening track was also alright. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's all the album is. It's just alright. Like
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah, there's no way it's like, oh, this is a masterpiece right here. Like,
You my Chick-fil-A.
Will, have you
Alright,
come
well,
to a
close this out,
conclusion?
close this out.
Close it out.
Um,
Close out the.
So Kanye West was definitely an artist that I remember first listening to, just in general, growing up. So when it comes to, I mean, this definitely isn't a topic of debate, but when it comes to him as an artist, he's an OG. Like, I mean, he's gone across the spectrum, like Pato was just saying, so well that regardless if you like his music or not, he makes great music. Like that's just, and of course that is a matter of opinion, but a lot of people, because I like to put people on artists that they don't like specifically, but like he's an artist that people will purposefully not listen to, especially after that whole Trump thing. And while I don't agree with that part, I still argue like no, like all of his albums are, sounds so cheesy, they're all pieces of art. Like there's not one album where you listen to it and you can say easily that was shit, like that was garbage. I don't know why you put that out. Like who forced you to put this out before it was done, kind of thing. I never.
Yeah, he doesn't rush his albums. That's the thing about Kanye. He like takes his time. He re-listens to it. He gets all these other people involved, and just like as Pato says, like watertight. Like all the production, all like everything that goes into it. Like that's what I love about Kanye so much. He doesn't like half-assing like anything, and like he's just like super
exactly.
into like every aspect of like creating an album. Just like
Scoop the deep
Exactly.
poop.
Okay,
even
maybe
after that, bro.
maybe that song can kind of.
That's a single. That's not an album, all right. That's a I'm mad at Drake, so I'm gonna drop this scoop diddy poop verse on something that he wanted in on.
That was Ye,
Um,
right?
Yeah,
I actually
No, it
enjoyed
wasn't
that
on
song.
it.
It wasn't on it. It was just like a random
it
single.
was by itself.
It was
Oh, yeah,
Lift
yeah,
Yourself.
you're right.
Lift Yourself. Yeah.
'Cause I was gonna say I liked that album. I thought that was a really good one.
Yeah. Ye was amazing. I loved Ye.
Like he never.
Great
They're. And this is one thing that you can hear artists get upset about whenever they talk to fans, is when fans say like you need to go do this and that, like you did with this album or whatever. When that stops like their progression, like I'm kind of piggybacking on Pato right now, but like that change within each album is a form of progression, whether you like it or not, whether you like this album or not. It's gonna have a different tone. I mean, like even we're gonna segue into another artist. I'll keep it short. But like Mac Miller, his two albums that were Circles.
Posthumous?
No, those two albums that were post.
Yeah, posthumous albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought
Circles
you were saying
and
the
Swimming.
title, but yeah, exactly. Where those are very, very similar, but yet if you actually break it down, like they're different, but enough to keep it within the same circle. And I think he's able to do that, but yet he's expanding his circle. So Kanye West is expanding his circle and dropping different albums as his circle is expanding, which is why he was able to get that gospel award. But like I actually just had to do research for a class, and starting at 2005, right? So 15 years, Kanye West has won 4 Grammys for Rap Album of the Year. Which
He's got like 21 now, right?
yeah, something like that. But like his first one was in 2007, College Dropout, and then Late
Bro, I
Registration.
guess
Was
we'll
a year
never
after.
know. That shit was mic drop.
It was yeah. But going back to the question, if we're talking about OG music from an OG artist, I would say Late Registration. But if we're talking about like what Pato said,
Post
the whole
Donda.
album being listened to, like if
Oh, that.
the
Yeah.
whole album that I can, there are only a few. Late Registration is one of them. That's the album I started with Kanye on. And then 808 and Fantasy are definitely tied in albums that I can listen to together, but 808 and Heartbreaks is a very narrow musical channel. And I mean he shows that with the title 808s and Heartbreak. Like so you know what you're going to kind of get as a foundation of each song. But with Fantasy, you got various artists, you got various sounds, and they're all past good. Like either they're great or they're even better. And so that's why I personally think that Fantasy is an overall like one of his best albums, because each song excuse me, is considered to a certain degree. Of course it's all different within each song, but each song is recognizable / a classic when someone is a fan of Kanye. Like if you're a fan of Kanye, you hear any of these songs off that album, you're most likely gonna know the song.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, you're gonna know it. But when it comes down to personal preference, I know all those songs on that album, and I can actually listen to every single one of those songs on that album. Then again, that was probably the last full album I listened to by Kanye. So
You didn't listen
That's
to
a long ass
T-Lop?
time
You
ago.
didn't
What are
listen
you
to
doing,
T-Lop?
bud?
What do you?
It's definitely
You haven't
just,
listened to Ye? You
no.
haven't listened to? Oh my God!
No, okay. I didn't, because whenever an album comes out, I'll literally sit and just start play one and just listen it all. But Fantasy was the last album where I was like, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna listen, and just listen to the whole album. Whereas the other albums, I'll be driving somewhere or I'll be
It's more passive.
a little bit, yeah, a little bit. But because of my interest in music, like I'm not treating it as white noise. I would never do that to an album I've
You
never
never
listened to.
disrespect Kanye.
Yeah, you would never
Of course.
disrespect a
First of all,
goat.
that like I would never treat music as white noise unless its intention is just to be background music, like lo-fi, instrumentals, or just simple flat stuff like that. But I think kind of using that flatness, lo-fi as an example, it's very flat. Like it's if anything, it's that trend of like you're at a party and you're listening to a song in the bathroom, and this is what it sounds like. That's basically what lo-fi is. Like you're just lowering the quality and the fidelity of the song. But with Fantasy's album specifically, and of course these are very contrasting genres, but with that large spectrum within the album, also within the large spectrum of Kanye as an artist himself, I think that album is the first example of his next chapter in music.
Yeah, so you're basically
He's been
saying
making
like,
for a long time.
yeah, that album has like the most impact on like where he went from like
musically,
musically.
yes.
Yeah,
But as a person, I think Late Registration
is your favorite.
If I had to pick one or the other, I would pick Fantasy.
All right, me and Will agree. So
If I had to pick one or the other.
that's the majority here. I think
And it's official. Fantasy is the
it
best.
It's the
is
greatest
it
album
is
of all time.
the greatest album of all
ever.
time. You heard it here.
Yeah.
You know, we only speak facts in this podcast.
Well,
That is until Kanye drops his divorcing Kim K album. That the divorce album, it's gonna be like 808s and heartbreaks, but just like to the max. You take
Took
all
my
the pain
kids
of his
to
past,
Chick-fil-A,
and then you
gave 'em to
add
Kim the next day.
the
Shit.
you
Hey,
add Kim K
yo.
leaving his life. Oh my god, dude, that shit's gonna slap. Yeah.
We'll have to have another discussion after that to discuss once again if fantasy is still the best.
It's always been
have
the
a-
best, all right?
I have a whole verses, Talking about that divorce album.
But we should also discuss like other artists that we all have common interests in.
Oh, just like not as good artists. You
I mean,
know?
I wouldn't
like,
put them
mhm.
under that kind of categorization.
I mean, like, name another artist with a discography that Kanye has.
Hot take here, hot take, Drake.
I dislike.
That is
I don't
disgusting.
like.
Okay, but
You're
hold
not
on.
wrong, but I don't like him.
No,
I
like-
understand
like
that
his new shit.
completely.
Like, I just don't.
But like he's come out with so
The
many
number
albums, and the fact that he's
isn't
able
there.
to sustain like such a consistent like amount of fans and people listening to him, like it's honestly incredible. And you listen to his stuff.
No, shut the
no,
fuck
hold
up.
up. I don't
Okay,
think
that's like-
any of
That's
his
like
fans
saying
listen
that
to
McDonald's
Scorpion
is the
all the way
best
through.
restaurant in the world.
I didn't claim it was the best
You
restaurant
said
in the
the
world.
fact that there's so many
The fact-
albums
yeah,
and he
yeah,
still
yeah.
has fans.
You listen to him, you
Okay,
get what
okay.
I didn't say he has fans. The amount of fans that he has.
Yeah,
and he's
McDonald's
yeah,
serves
so
a
what
billion a
you're
day.
Yeah, they got
Regardless of
so
what
many
you like.
fans.
And the
They
fact
just
that you're telling me that
Or
the
his
fact that they're
music.
able to serve that is not something like wow, that they must have some good food there.
Wow, Monopoly.
this is a good analogy. Drake is like the McDonald's of like
You know what
fast
you're-
No,
food.
Drake is
know
like
what
the
you're
Burger
getting.
King.
The quality
is
the
of
Burger
the
King.
No.
versus
You
has
cannot
become
tell me
bigger.
Drake is a Burger King. Get the fuck out of here with
Definitely
that.
can.
Okay,
He is not a
don't
Burger-
get
he-
me
I'll
wrong.
agree, Drake is like McDonald's. You go in there, you know what your fat ass is getting. You're getting like some good pop music, and you're gonna at least be smiling. You're not
Bro,
gonna
you
be.
tell me you listen to the reggaeton with a smile on your face.
No,
All right. Let's do it like this. All right, we're talking a lot of shit about Drake.
Dude,
All right, hold
that
up,
song
hold
is
up.
actually good.
Or
I like that
Stop.
song.
That he did with like J Balvin or Bad Bunny or whatever, where he's super auto tuned and he's
Bro, every
like,
fucking year he just takes a new nationality. I remember when he was still on his like OVO Tings.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
All right, we're
He just
talking a
makes
lot
it-
of shit about Drake. All right, hold up. I actually do like some of Drake's albums. I like a lot of his music, but
He is
you
a
know,
lot
when
of
you
good
put him to Kanye, like Drake wouldn't exist without Kanye. And that's just how we're gonna put it there. Drake said it himself. So there's really no argument to
We
be
made
made.
this. This wouldn't be here without us.
Except for the thing that Kanye helped me
That was
make.
what Kanye told
Yeah.
me.
But what is y'all's favorite Drake album?
None.
None? You don't
no.
like any?
Nope.
I mean, I guess
I like his
Fair,
first one.
I guess that's the only album that comes to mind when.
The only one I think I've really listened to is More Life. Yeah.
I didn't listen to that one
Views,
that much.
Views is really good.
I liked Views a lot
Actually-
for some reason. Everyone hated
It was
Views.
good.
I
thought
listened
people
to a
liked
lot of
Views.
it. Nah, people hated Views.
It was very.
I feel like that was the majority, right? Like everyone thought Views was shit. Pato, what did you hear? Like
I don't know
saying.
anything about
You don't
Drake.
know anything about Drake? I feel like people didn't like Views, but I liked Views.
I think Views was his last going up. I think after Views, he's starting to.
Bro,
Scorpion
no,
has to be
no,
his
no, how
worst.
dare
No
you.
one listened to that shit besides
You
that like
talking
Kiki
about-
song.
No, God's Plan, guys.
That song
Come
slaps.
on,
man.
guys. No,
That's a
come
good
on.
song.
And that one. That one's
Yeah,
not
that
bad.
was great. Remember?
Oh
How
wait,
I
no,
Went?
God's Plan.
What's
Come
What's the other
on.
one?
I,
I was thinking
I
of the
went
other
back
one.
It's a
and
really
listened to
pretty
those
sample.
songs, and they're not rap. I'll agree with you, but I do think those are genuinely good songs. It's
I
a
know
different
it's
itch.
Movement.
It's a
And
different
I'll-
itch.
I'll dance to it. I don't like majority of his music. I'll dance to it. Nice for what?
See, Bubba?
That's
Nice for
God's
what's a good
plan.
one.
God's plan.
I don't like God's Plan. I like Nice for What though.
I like nice for what. That
That one's
sample is
good.
pretty fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's good. Whoever.
Yeah, I still have the Hotline Bling marimba ringtone.
Oh, don't even get me started. That's a banger right there. Probably Drake's best track.
Take
The
Care. Nothing Was Ever the Same.
Yeah, and
2 phenomenal albums.
I like If You're Listening to This, It's Too Late too.
That's a good one.
I didn't listen to that one.
I don't think that one ages.
I thought Will
well
was
with
about
the
to
other
like
two.
roast me when he nodded his head. He was about to be like, "Oh hell no, this guy." I like it. I still listen to it sometimes.
Oh yeah, I haven't listened to a Drake album in a.
Yeah.
What about Lil Uzi? Are we all awesome Lil Uzi fans who love him and dance?
I do like
No.
my Uzi.
I don't
Hell
hate
yeah.
him. I don't go out of my way to listen. to
I don't
him,
think
though.
Will listens to Uzi.
I loved him in high school, but I listen to his stuff now and like I don't know if I'm just changed as a person, but like I listen to him like, oh, what was I doing? I can't hear him anymore. It's just like I kind of don't like this.
Yeah,
What's
I would
What's
expect
up
that
with
of you.
the What's up with the
Oh, yeah,
The
he
diamond in the
Oh,
head?
his
Diamond.
third eye?
He's a
Oh, his
fashion
third eye?
pioneer, dude. He's
That shit
starting
look
that shit.
weird.
You make fun of him
What's the
now,
first one? I
everyone's
think it was
gonna
the
have
second one,
diamonds
right?
in their heads in a couple of years.
I hope so.
Hmm
If that happens, like it'd be the same.
People
thing
are
with,
gonna
like,
get the gun out, the little diamond tester, and start like scanning people's foreheads
Oh,
for like entry
yeah.
to like
Just,
shit.
scanning them.
It's a status of wealth.
Hmm
If you're someone who has a
mean,
fake
it is.
diamond in our dystopia, like you are not the same. You're not equal.
Yeah, you can't
Utopia.
eat at the same
Utopia, first of all.
Oh,
restaurants.
yeah,
Like
true utopia. This
yeah.
is the
There you
ideal
go.
world. We all have
yeah,
diamonds.
ideally. They're like the
think-
untouchables. You know, you got a fake diamond in your head. It's just like
You think in like a couple years he's gonna come out with like a third glass for his eye? Because he's like,
I
oh,
think in a couple years
eyesight
he's just
went
gonna have like
bad."
a giant ass scar.
How did they
Like,
even-
he's gonna
Yeah.
get bored of it.
when does Uzi take out the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
He-
When does someone just grab it out of his head?
here,
I saw him
let's all
tweet
make
that if
predictions
he
now.
takes
Oh,
it
that's
out, he
true
would
too.
die.
Like I
saw a tweet
It's
where he
like
said that.
it's like Thanos taking away what's his face. It's like
yeah, that's
Vision,
what I was
yeah.
saying.
Visions.
Vision from the MC.
Yeah, Infinity Stone.
Like I got nervous because this was a while ago, but I was like fucking with my sister, and she hit me in the face, and it yanked my earring out,
Ow.
and it didn't rip my ear, but I still felt it. It still kind of stung. I can't imagine having a diamond pull out of your fucking forehead.
Ugh.
Broke boy can't relate. I could get that.
So
I
how is it
understand
even like
personally.
sticking to his head? Is it
Yeah,
like
possibly
sewn
work.
I
in,
don't know.
or is it
Bro,
like
it's implanted.
I'm gonna look it up.
like
It's
how
implanted.
how does that work? Like
They
He
cut
said-
it open, they put it in, they sew it up. Boom.
okay,
I just typed in how
He's
did
speaking
Uzi-
Guapanese.
He said, "If I take this out, I will die."
damn.
Apparently, that's what doctors told him. So if he takes it out, you got it on record right here. He is capping.
And it says right here that he originally bought his implanted forehead diamond to be worn as a ring. The rapper has explained that the
big
only
fucking
reason
ring.
the 24 million accessory was put in his forehead was that he couldn't trust himself not to lose it.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't want to
All
lose
right,
my
you know-
diamond, so I'll just
wait.
implant it into my
Just eat
forehead.
it.
Here we go. Uzi's diamond is secure because the jewelers created specific mounting that clips and locks in place. Instead of using stainless steel or surgical grade steel, the jeweler said the team did everything with precious metals. There's a whole mechanism. This is a quote. There's a whole mechanism involved. It's not a standard piercing.
Can you imagine being the jeweler who gets that order? Like, oh yeah, boss. Lil Uzi came in. He said he wanted a diamond in his forehead and was wondering how we could get that done.
$24 million, by the way.
Yeah, 20. He's like 24 million.
That's crazy.
Okay,
I
that's
wonder if he's influenced anyone else to just fucking like
Probably.
implant
I
diamond.
doubt
Like
it.
how many people
I
in the
doubt
world
it.
right now are walking around with diamond implants in their
They're
head?
just like bedazzling themselves.
Yeah.
But can you imagine having that much money and being that stupid with it? Like
You
What?
say stupid. You say
He's a
stupid,
genius.
but that is
Fuck
that is
y'all.
one of the smartest
What are you
things.
talking about?
Think about the
That's a money
publicity
move.
you get from
I
that.
was gonna
He's
say, that's
making
free
this
press. He
money
made it
back.
back.
He's
He made
making
it
this money
back.
back easy.
I don't know. I saw what he did, and I still don't listen to his music, so I don't know.
Mm,
Well, it's
I know
not
other
for
But
you.
you
You know, that's
know
what I was
it's
saying
not
before.
for
Broke boys
you
can't
know.
relate.
Yeah,
you know?
broke boys can't relate. You know.
I guess you're right.
Maybe that's
He
why I
only-
don't
he only plays
understand
music for
Lil
rich
Uzi
guys.
anymore.
Yeah, once you
My
start your
bank
next
account
job,
dropped
maybe.
below the
exactly.
threshold. The
You
Maybe
know,
music
all
got
the
it's
lost.
student
now,
loans that I had to
so we
take,
can't
all the
understand what
debt,
he's
you
saying,
know.
it's just Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh
Once I
man.
realized I couldn't afford my car oil getting changed out and had to do it for myself, like that's when I knew,
Uzi just stopped
Uzi's
hitting.
not Uzi's
I,
not.
I knew before that.
I was sitting in the car listening to Turn the Wheel. I was like, I kind of like how my tires are. I don't want to turn the wheel. These things gotta last.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't understand the investment.
All right,
Yeah, you
businessman.
You wouldn't.
You couldn't. You couldn't. Don't even
You
try to
wouldn't.
understand. You would never understand. A
What are you again?
genius.
Did you say music theory? You're gonna be an
That's
artist?
my minor. That's my minor.
Yeah, so you know what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna become famous, and then we'll still be doing this podcast, but you'll have a diamond in your ear, and then we'll be the ones making fun of you.
I'm gonna
Yes,
get one of those fake
sir.
ones that just stick on skin.
Yeah, we'll say
Just
Uzi was a
fucking go.
genius for like starting it, and then you're just like a follower. Like you're just
Mhm.
following the
Kind of like
trends.
808s and Heartbreak, if you think about it. Like he was a genius for making it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, great way to bring it all back, guys.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Circling it around. We
So
really.
anyway, my favorite part about online
What-
school.
Hey, what's your favorite part about Sims 4? What did you do in Sims 4 again?
I love
Sims
to
4.
sing. I like making my sim
Aw.
characters sing. Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, that game's
That's-
fire.
oh.
Actually so fun. Hey, you don't knock it till you try it, mister.
Okay, sir.
All right. We are an hour and 14 minutes into the podcast. Is there anything
sir.
else y'all would like to discuss before we wrap it up?
Pato's openly being hostile to me, and I don't like it.
All right. Why don't y'all just
That would take a while though.
just-
That's like episode 2
Yeah.
type
that's
shit.
episode 2.
Who cares?
Pato
This is
and
a
Ethan
cliffhanger.
will go at
Yeah,
each
two
other,
make it-
express
two
their
big fight.
feelings, try and come to an understanding because clearly there's a lot of hostility. There's
rift
a lot of
between
heat.
us, yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Will
a
there
lot
you
be
know.
of
3 or will there
animosity.
be 4 members
Mhm.
in this chat next week? Tune
May-
in to
maybe
find
I don't
out.
I
show
don't
up.
know.
Fucking kill him.
It might just be me and Will talking about fucking
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah, that's crazy.
I was gonna say,
We're
yeah,
not
yeah,
Out of all
talking.
games?
What?
I said out of all games. That's
You
what
know,
we're
It's the
going
best.
It
it's
is the best
one.
game ever. You know,
with. You're right.
behind Minecraft. Minecraft's the best game ever.
And Among Us. Among Us was so awesome.
Mm.
Oh, new Among Us. Man.
New
Am I
Among
right,
Us
yo?
map today. Today was a big
Go
day.
play it.
God.
New Among Us map. Yoru got buffed in Valorant, my main. I'm really excited. I played one game earlier of comp, like just first game on, and just won, you know? So, like, I'm just, I like what they did at Riot. Thank you for bringing the buffs to my boy.
No one has ever said that before. No one has ever said, "I like what you did, Riot."
That's easy, right.
If I keep doing this, they'll keep catering the game towards me. Every time I dodge, I never get penalized because I say I like Icebox, and for some reason, everyone just hates it. So if I just keep praising Riot, the game will just come towards it'll favor me in the end.
It's actually a good map. I don't know what they.
Yeah, I don't know what all the hate is about. Yeah, hot take
Yeah, I
real
don't know
quick.
what all the hate is
Anyone who doesn't like Icebox, you're just trash at the game. I'm sorry. You're just
listen to
looking
Drake.
for an excuse to vent every time you lose on that. And that's all I'm going to have to say about that.
And with that, I think we are finished.
And with that, yeah, we're going to end on that. Thank you to everyone who watched the very first episode. We're going to be live every Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to beat there. We have a lot to talk about. You know, we only scratched the surface.
There's also gonna be don't
know?
forget to tell them about the VODs. The VODs.
Well, the VODs are
Ooh,
also
the
going to be
VODs.
uploaded to a YouTube video that we are making. YouTube channel that we're making. I'll make sure to get the link into my about under my channel. That way, if y'all come back here, y'all can just click on that. You can also check the Discord server in my bio too if you want just notifications. We chill in there. talk about stuff, but you'll also get notified like every time we're live. Anytime a YouTube video goes out, I'll make sure to put that and keep all y'all updated. But I think that's gonna do it for everyone. It was a great time.
Woo, we did
We
it.
did it. Episode 1.
Bye,
We'll see
everyone.
y'all episode 2 for next time.
Let's go.
All right. Good night, everyone.
See y'all then.
Bye bye.